It won't be too much longer before we learn about a permanent police chief for Louisville Metro Police. During last night's Mayor's Night Out, Mayor Craig Greenberg said he hopes to have an announcement by the end of July, adding that they will be interviewing candidates in the coming weeks. The event at the Kentucky Center for African American Heritage was an opportunity for community members to speak directly to the mayor and other city leaders about their concerns or ideas. One thing addressed by several organizations before that event was the concern of a new jail. They argue more money should go toward community programs instead.
Crisis where we need another jail. We're in a crisis where we need to support community partnerships. We need to support communities that are trying to take care of themselves, and we need to hold these larger organizations accountable.
While there are no formal plans for a new jail here in Louisville, a report by the former FBI agent David Byer recommended a new facility to solve a lot of the jail's problems. Mayor Greenberg said they are using that report to make improvements through new programs.
We've already started to take action. We have a new program that provides additional mental health screening for individuals who are coming into the jail for the first time. We're working to support more programs so that individuals who are getting released have more access to social services and other programs so they can be successful when they are released from jail. So that is our focus right now.
The next Mayor's Night Out is scheduled for September 12th at the Jefferson County Government Center. Louisville's gun violence issues are getting more attention from Kentucky lawmakers. That includes a Republican who's planning to propose a bill directed at gun reform. State Senator Whitney Westerfield's proposed bill is called CAR, which stands for Crisis Aversion and Rights Retention. The legislation was first introduced last year, but it was yet to pass. The bill allows for a court-ordered removal of a gun from someone's possession if a judge and law enforcement deem them a danger risk. Westerfield says his bill would also guarantee an opportunity for the gun owners to prove to a judge why they should not have their firearm taken away.
If we can find a way to avoid that crisis while still retaining the Second Amendment protections that the Constitution demands, that's what we're hoping to do.
Westerfield, who's also the chairman of the State Senate Judiciary Committee, says lawmakers are discussing what the final version of his CAR bill would look like. He's in the early stages of drafting. Mayor Craig Greenberg has laid out several ideas to curb gun violence in the city. He's asking state lawmakers to give Louisville the autonomy to create its own laws, saying our gun violence sets us apart from other Kentucky cities. He also wants to prevent firearms used in crimes from being auctioned off to retailers. New here at noon, drivers in the East End may have noticed a heavy police and EMS presence over at the Kentucky truck plant today. They were taking part in active shooter training, all a drill for Anchorage Middletown Fire and EMS along with other local agencies. The drill simulated real-time response and caring for victims. Firefighter Jordan Yoda says with the April mass shooting, preparing for the worst is vital.
This could happen later on today, and you have to have that mindset of, if it happens, am I prepared? Am I prepared? What am I going to do? How am I going to react? And those folks are running in, they're driven. Their mind is one way, and that's getting people out of harm's way and saving lives. And
Anchorage Middletown Fire says it chose the Ford plant due to its size and number of staff to simulate a mass shooting in a large location. A 6-year-old is at Norton Children's Hospital with serious injuries from stab wounds to the head early this morning. The call came in around 6:30 in the 5800 block of Bruns Drive. Police said a woman and that young boy were both injured in the stabbing, a result of an altercation with another female relative who ran from the scene. That female victim is expected to make a full recovery. Take a good look at this guy. LMPD said investigators have that suspect in a deadly shooting Monday night at Platinum Food Mart at 10th and West Broadway, captured right there in that photo. Metro Police say a man was fatally shot around 7:15, and as of this morning, that man has not been publicly identified, but if you do recognize this suspect, you're urged to call 574 LMPD. The community came together to help raise money for LMPD officer Nick Wilt yesterday, who was shot in the head while responding to a mass shooting over at Old National Bank. His colleagues and community members filled the Golden Nugget Tavern off Hikes Lane for that fundraiser last night. The bar held raffles, a silent auction. They sold T-shirts, all to help with the officer's recovery. Owner Joe Steyer says he wants to recognize Wilt's heroic actions.
What he did, I mean, it's beyond for a new graduate who he did. So I think he kind of brought some pride back to Louisville at the time we needed it. It was heroic. So I think he's almost been a rallying cry of the city.
In an update, Officer Wilt's family has told us he's making steady improvements as he works to recover over at Fraser Rehab, smiling, talking with a few words here at a time, even making jokes. It's some good progress. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear specifically highlighted Officer Wilt as he announced funding for law enforcement this week. It's part of nearly $14 million in investments for Louisville. Beshear said law enforcement protection program is providing almost $229,000 for 3 local departments, St. Matthews, Linden, and Meadowvale. He says the money will help protect those who protect us.
They're used oftentimes for equipment like body armor. And when we think about, the multiple shootings, certainly one that was very, very personal to me, we're reminded of the danger that law enforcement run into.
Louisville Tourism set to receive $12 million to support marketing and promotion efforts. The money comes from American Rescue Plan funds. Another $876,000 will improve safety on LaGrange Road, including adding bike lanes and sidewalks. Take a look. This was Chestnut Street in downtown Louisville last night. A long line of emergency vehicles with their lights on made their way down the street in a show of support for a Bullock County EMT. Crews from different departments in Jefferson and Bullock counties organized that unique parade to celebrate the birthday of the EMT injured in an ambulance crash downtown while on the job. Our Taylor Woods and photojournalist Ian Hardwick share why it was such an important time for them to celebrate that day.
EMS teams all over Louisville and Bullock County flooding the streets. This is no emergency, but a special parade of love and hope.
He is gonna love this when he wakes up.
They are here to celebrate the birthday of a Bullock County EMT badly injured after a serious accident last Monday morning around 3:30 in the morning.
He is the sweetest, nicest person, gentle heart.
Co-workers say he is a nice man who is serious about his job.
And he cares about everybody. He's just amazing.
The Bullock County EMS vehicle with lights and sirens had been transporting a patient to a downtown hospital. It collided with the semi at Brook and Chestnut, throwing the 60-year-old paramedic out of the back of the EMS van and into the street.
He would see it as if it had to happen for him to be able to take care of a patient. That's how it had to happen.
Current co-workers and past EMT colleagues all echoing he is a man who is dedicated to the job.
I made some traumatic and some basic illness runs with him. It seems like he's had a lot of compassion and a lot of knowledge for the job.
Right now they are missing his gentle spirit.
But every morning he would come in my office and he would just say something off the wall, and then he'd fist bump me and he'd say, "See you next time, girl."
Zone 10 Fire Department worked closely on a couple of runs with him and say the bond between any first responder is huge.
We show our support to them and the family just to let them know that we are thinking about them and hoping for a very quick recovery, and we want to see him back on another scene very soon.
In Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 on your side.